Working for the weekend, and I wanna see a show. I flip on the poker face. Yeah, I know where to go. There's a man over there into the music scene, showing lots of love for the community. With great advice, I know who I should go see. So Around Town Radio
Show. Hey, welcome on a nooner here at All Around Town Radio from the beautiful All Around Town Radio studios in downtown Springboro, Ohio. Glad to have you with us today. It's Wednesday with the band, and we want to welcome our friends in quick because we've got a lot to talk about today. Let me bring into the group. Well, you can tell by what I'm wearing, I hope, who we've got here. Our friends from Ladder today. How you doing, fellas?
Hey.
All right, how you doing, Scott?
What is
Hey,
going
Scott,
on?
look at that nice shirt, man. How did we coordinate that or what?
Oh, let me do a little shameless zoom here on you. There we go. I like that. Thanks
Look
for
at
repping
that, huh?
today. We're trading off. We're supporting local music today, and we're supporting the boys of Ladder, who are coming down from the north this weekend to play at one of my favorite venues, Heather's, on the patio. You guys are going to do that on Friday night, and we'll talk about that a little later in the program. But it's been a while since I've had you guys on. What's going on with the band? You guys playing a lot?
Yeah. Well, we've had a month off, pretty much. It was that was kind of on me.
Busy month. You know, you got a lot going on in the personal lives in March and April, so it's a tough time to book anything.
I'm trying to think of the last time I watched. I think it might have been the Bell and the Bear show that you did that I was there for that one, and that was a great one. And you guys have recently been around us here. I think you played the phone booth or something a while back, and you're bouncing around. You play a lot up north in the summer around Salina and those areas because of the lake. I know there's some big venues there that like to have you, and you guys have been playing Dunaways, your stripped down version, I guess, if you want to call it Step Ladder, which I think is one of the most creative names ever, by the way. That's cool. Yeah. So how do you keep this together with your busy schedules? Because y'all got other things going. So how do you keep this stuff going on?
It's tough. I mean, it's not easy, but you know, we all play, man. That's what we do, right? So we love playing and we just make it happen.
A lot of text messaging, and it helps when you like interacting with the other guys in the band, right? You know, I've been in a lot of other bands where you've didn't really want to. There's too much arguing or too much infighting, and we don't have that. So,
well, that's good, and I know.
With you guys.
When you guys get a gig, I'm sure somebody asking about a gig, it probably takes a lot of work just to coordinate. Can everybody do that date and those kind of things, I'm sure. And by the way, it's a great virtual background, Rob.
I want to be sitting in a dirty bar, kind of, you know.
I like that.
Feels like at home.
It's good. You look kind of like one of those weathermen that wears the wrong shirt, though, you know, and they kind of pixelate occasionally. It's fun when you do that because I can do that with mine, too. And it's not always the real thing, but he's sitting in a dirty old bar, and that's kind of appropriate for Ladder, I think, don't you?
We didn't have Rob. Rob wasn't with us last time, I don't think, right?
No. He was not.
And you've got the dirty and the old part, right?
Jim, you like to play that old man thing, but you got more energy on stage than most people I know, brother. Yeah, you get out there and make it happen. And let's introduce the band here. Who wants to talk a little bit about these boys we're looking at today and introduce them to the folks watching?
Take it, Q.
Somebody.
Well,
he's our leader.
I'm a fearless leader, right? No, I'm Quentin Fife, guitarist. I started this crazy journey. I don't know how long it's been now, 16 years ago, I think, something like that. Jim's been second with us here, 12, 13, 13?
At least 13, 14, because I got a 2011 t-shirt.
Got the shirt, been there.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how he judges how long he's been in the band, is how old his T-shirts are, right?
Well, I tell you what, though, Scott, that is kind of true and partial, because I was trying to figure out when we did the first Ohio Bike Week, because we played up there with Jackal and all those guys, and I do have the shirt for that, and it was 2013. So I was like, okay, it says 2013 on it, so that's when that was. But that was pretty cool. But yeah, I'm a guitarist. I kind of started it, kind of book shows, and Jay recently kind of was taking over some of the website duties and flyers. He does great with the flyers and all that stuff. So he's the newbie in the band, actually. 2 years now?
2 years.
It's not really new anymore, right?
I still feel new.
Yeah, I've known Jay for quite a while. I mean, I was watching him play shows way before he was in Ladder, and Jay rocks that bass, man.
Jay does a great job. He does a great job with us, man. And Rob played with us. He did a couple of fill-in shows for a few drummers back
in 2017. Back in 2017, yeah.
Yeah, 2017. Jim played with Rob years ago and said, hey, I got a drummer that could just hop in here and do this, right? And we're like, bring him in, right? So we had another drummer, Kevin Moore. He filled in with us for a gig, like literally at the last minute. So we were kind of struggling for a minute with drummers, because if you've seen our show, Scott, you know we got coordination with tracks and harmonies and all this stuff. So we had to have somebody that was able to do that, right? And Rob just came in and killed it, man. And he's been with us for how long now, Rob?
Yeah, 2021 in May was that first gig, and played all the way through till September. Was kind of still waiting for potentially being let off the fill-in list, and then you guys kind of said, hey, you want to do this full time, and it was a tough decision. Or it was it was probably an easy decision, just given that it's so much fun. The music is energetic.
It's great.
It's really the group of guys you're hanging around with, and the people that follow the band are awesome. It's just all around just a no-brainer, and knowing how easy it is, and you're not fighting things all the time. It's like, I think I can do this and not feel the stress that came along with some of the other past gigs. So.
Yeah, and that's prevalent in a lot of bands. I think the stress factor ends up making people move on. And when you can kind of mesh with a group of guys that just are laid back and want to have fun and play, that makes it. You can tell that from the stage when you watch you guys. I got to talk about Carla's comments. She's going to catch you guys hopefully sooner than later. Play on words there. Carla, nice work. So speaking of that, how'd you get the name Ladder? Latter, as I always say on my show, because you spell it with a D.
Well, people, they ask a lot, right? It's like, what does that mean? And it's like, okay, well, first of all, nobody here is a saint, right? Okay, so you got the Latter-day Saints thing, right? So first singer way back when. And I started this kind of thing early. I don't know when it was, but anyway, a long time ago. And we were kind of trying to figure out a name. And we're doing this 80s hair metal, older stuff, and we're thinking, it's a past, it's older. What do we call it? It's ladder music. And then we made the joke about Latter-day Saints, and we're just going to play all hymns. And I don't know, that kind of was funny, actually, in a sense. But then we're like, well, wait, what about ladder? We looked up the definition. It's from the past, right? So all of our music's from the past, right? So we just, that's what stuck.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
It works. And you guys, when you're out there, like I said, people mistake you for the term Ladder, Ladder, when we're talking about it a lot. So remember when you look them up, folks, and I'll get to their social media stuff here in a little bit on the show too. Look them up under the 2T name there, Ladder, and you'll find them on the webs and such. I want to bump up to Jay for a minute. Jay, you have this rock star appearance on stage. All right. I mean, when you get up there, you're this big, tall, lanky dude who wears the worn star pants and those kind of things sometimes, and you just take that bass and command it. And it with these songs that you play, it really enhances what you do. When did you start playing rock and roll music?
Oh, I don't know. I'd say probably about 1983 when I discovered Black Sabbath and Iron Maiden and decided it was time to be a bass player.
I saw you do Black Sabbath a couple times in a wig, by the way. I don't even think I would have recognized you if you walked by me on the street after that. But now you're up there just rocking it out. And how do you get in that groove? Because you tend to just like all of a sudden just break out on that bass, and you're in this heavy metal groove and all that. Is it just something that comes natural to you now with that many years of experience?
I wouldn't say it comes natural. It's just lots of practice. I mean, I've been in a lot of situations from R&B to funk to jazz to finally back in home with hard rock and metal where I started. But I mean, I'm always practicing, trying to get better, working on my presentation technique, things like that. Stuff that mostly goes overlooked by a lot of people.
Well, yeah, and so many people are underrated. I see all these posts pop up on socials, and they're like, "Oh, who's the best local guitarist? Who's the best this?" And I want to get on there every time and say Quentin about the local guitarist, because you guys tend to be up north a lot, and what we do tends to be Dayton South and in the tri-state. But I don't see Quentin's name mentioned, and he's one of the biggest shredders. I think you guys will agree with me, the other guys in the band, that out there. This guy can kill it on that guitar, and it's funny how people overlook certain guitarists, and I want to say that on the show today, because you got to see this guy. If you haven't seen Quentin play, you haven't seen Jay play, and you haven't seen Jim's antics up front either. That is that's very unique because he likes the word green light a lot. Yes.
Yeah, green light gets us in trouble sometimes.
I think green light is just an excuse for Jim to take a drink. I'm just going to say that out loud. When Jim says, "Oh, I'm parched,"
it's an excuse for everyone to have a drink.
I don't know, Jim. I think you look at yourself and you say, "I'm parched. It's time for a drink." So we get the audience to do it with us here, and it won't look as like I'm drinking every 2 minutes, but you definitely do it.
I have to keep the pipes lubricated, Scott.
Well, and you've definitely got the pipes. I will say that if you're watching the show for the first time today with Ladder and you haven't seen these guys, Jim can wail, man. He can sing, and he is right in the wheelhouse of all their songs. I mean, there's not a slouchy song on their list. It is definitely a rock show from start to finish. And Rob, you're back there being the backbone of this band too. And what kind of view do you have from the rear, so to speak?
All of our asses. Yeah.
Terrible. Yeah. Well, I mean, I try to be, 1/4 of that equation, where we're executing, but at the same time, just having a really good time. I don't know how often it shows, but I'm certainly trying to do more antics than I probably should be doing. There's a lot of stick dropping because I'm throwing them up in the air all the time. But sometimes I'll stand up and play. It's just the whole point is to be there and having fun, right? And I think that's goal one. So every one of us is trying to put a smile on everyone's face, and and play some killer tunes at the same time.
And every time I see you guys play, I mean, it is a rock show, like I said. And every time I see a rock drummer, I'm wowed if they can throw a stick in the air and catch it actually while staying in beat and doing all that stuff. But some of the places you play, you don't want to throw a stick too hard because you're playing a low ceiling, and that can be a problem as well. I'm sure you've played some places where they say, "Oh, here's your stage," and you say, "Like, that's enough room for the drum kit. Where are we putting everybody else?" And that tends to be a trend in the rock industry locally sometimes. But you mentioned, you said playing these great tunes. Let's throw out there for people that haven't seen Ladder. What are some of the cover songs they can expect to hear at a Ladder show? And let's get them interested in this group.
Well, you'll hear some of the standards. You'll hear some Journey and Boston and some Quiet Riot and things like that. But we also like to, I think we like to challenge ourselves on some tunes. So you'll hear some Mr. Big and Dream Theater and Rush and, fellas, help me out here.
Queensryche,
Queensryche.
Yeah.
And we try to pick the songs, that, are popular from those bands, not just go total obscure, but try to pick the big ones out. It's always fun to watch Rob play Tom Sawyer, because that's a drummer's song, man.
Well, heck yeah.
He just kills it. It's great to watch.
And that seems to be the one that people call out all the time, right? But we were for a while there playing Vicarious by Tool. And that's a bit of a stretch, an outlier to what we would normally play. And that's probably the reason why we're not playing it right now, is because, you get a lot of people that kind of sit back there and kind of go like, what was that? So that you have some people that are really into Tool and they know it, but that is probably one of the most difficult songs that I've ever played. As a band, I think we did a pretty good job of it, but you have to stay on top of songs like that. You have to play them frequently and practice them, at least for me. And I don't practice much of what we play. Like, you listen to it, you play it, But there are songs like that one that I actually have to sit down and work on.
Well, speaking of that, you said people sit in the audience and say, wow. It's kind of funny that you said that, because I was at one of your shows and you did. Jim, can you mute just for a second? If you don't mind, I'm still getting that echo back. I was at one of your shows and you played the Dream Theater song that you do. There was a group at a table looking at each other like, we've never heard this song in our life or whatever. You have to be a Dream Theater fan, I think, to appreciate it. But they leaned over to me and says, who does this song? And I said, it's a Dream Theater tune. And they were like, never heard of them. And I was like, you need to go to another bar.
Oh, wow.
But yet when you play Panama or something like that, they're all like, yeah, man, and that song's probably 30 years older than they are. Sitting in there, because that's what the youngsters sometimes don't know, the old school music. But you do have a great variety, and it really does enhance Jim's vocal ability. I think many times throughout the night, I'm wowed by the fact that he can still hit those notes. And he obviously works through lubrication with the alcohol sometimes, but he hits those notes that just blow me away. And do you ever look over at him on stage and say, wow, man, I'm in the presence of a great vocalist?
Many, many, many times.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how he does it, honestly.
Yeah, I'd have to vocal rest for 2 weeks after one of your shows if I sang all those notes. And
I think he's got like a little squirrel or something that's squeezing his balls down there. I really do. Something like that.
Yeah, you hit those white snake notes with the pliers or whatever you're using to make that scream, and it's just amazing. So rock and roll, especially with a metal influence, a little bit of an 80s hair band influence and all that. I want to talk about influences for you guys. I want to talk about people that have influenced you in this era of music and make you strive to want to be better musicians. I'm going to start with Jay up there. He's the silent guy in the corner. How you doing, Jay?
I'm still living a dream.
All right. Tell me about it, man. Who are your musical influences?
On the rock side, what got me going was Geezer Butler from Sabbath and, Steve Harris, obviously from Iron Maiden. That's what got me to buy my first bass and start learning from there. But I took it much further than that, where, my favorite bass player is John Patitucci, who used to play with the Chicory Electric Band. And, of course, Jocko, which everybody, loves his stuff, and Victor Wooten. I just like to, spread out and learn different styles.
Gotcha. Well, you definitely have a style, and you've picked up on all those things and kind of put them in a blender, I think, and make it all happen on stage. Rob, how about you? Obviously you said you like the Rush stuff, and the Tool song was a tough song to play, but who were your musical influences drummer wise?
I don't know. Growing up, I really, Tom Tommy Aldridge was a big one, right? I mean, I loved Whitesnake, and I loved watching him just go to town. I mean, that dude just banged the hell out of the drums. And then, you know, some of his stories when he was growing up of how he played with his hands. So being creative and doing different things was always interesting to me. And I'm influenced, you know, by like all the new players that came to the scene. You know, Benny Greb and Thomas Lang. I mean, some of those guys. So again, kind of different and outside of the rock scene or the 80s metal, you know, stuff that I grew up listening to. I love different styles and different drummers that aren't necessarily playing the same stuff. So
perfect. Let me say hi to a few folks here real quick. Hi to Carla, who's checking in today. Billy, thank you so much. Gina McCann in the house, one of the best vocalists in the tri-state right there, guys. If you've never heard her sing, you got to. Jeff Vance, who's the resident sound man and player of Velveteen, but sound man at the Bell and the Bear. And so if you're watching after we're live today, guys, feel free to make comments. If you have a question for the band, drop them in there. They'll be posting this to their page, and they'll be able to answer you as well. They'll see those comments come in. Hi, Jeffrey from Grocery Store Vodka, some friends of ours there. You guys are familiar with them. I'm sure they're good guys as well. Quentin, how about you on the influences?
Oh, I mean, I grew up a metal guy. I mean, I was, you know, Testament, Overkill, Slayer. I kind of grew up in that era.
Heavy metal.
Oh yeah. I still am. I mean, I've got a huge, massive vinyl collection, and there's so much metal in there, make your head spin. But as far as, you know, guitar players go, I mean, I was a big Van Halen guy, obviously, and Randy Rhoads, you know, Kirk Hammett, Metallica. I was a big Metallica guy. I'll see Metallica on Sunday, actually, at Sonic Temple, so I'm excited about that.
Awesome.
But yeah, I was Iron Maiden. You know, I'm just into those guitar things. You know, Queensryche, the dual guitars, and all that. So even though we don't have two guitar players, but that was kind of what I really took my interest in. I kind of pushed that direction.
How many guitars you normally bring to a show, Quentin?
Probably going to add another one now, but I don't 5, 6. I just different tunings, backups. You know, I just want to be able to grab and go. If I break a string, I don't have to mess with it. You know, I just grab another one and go. Plus, I like to play them, right? So
I've seen that happen. Yeah, I've seen that happen where you broke a string and you just grabbed another guitar and you just started, right back into it.
Yeah.
And that's important because downtime is awful when you're in a night spot like that. And, anytime you have dead air, it's not a good thing with the crowd. So you can pick up and run with it.
Jim, one time, I don't even think Jim thought I broke a string the one time. He kind of turns around and looks. I'm like, yeah, I broke a string. It changed the guitar real quick. It's kind of hard to get the pack off real fast, but
right. I got you. Well, let me move to Jim. Jim, singer influences. Where'd Jim go? Hang on. You got to unmute, Jim. For some reason, your mute's on. Yeah.
Thought I had.
Yeah.
We good?
Yeah, we're good.
Go.
I originally was brought up on country music and didn't really learn about rock and roll till I was about 8th grade. And then I heard Robert Plant, a buddy of mine, took me home and said, "Hey, listen to this stuff." And I went, "Wow, that's my thing. I got to do that." And after that, Ronnie James Dio is one of my big influences of David Coverdale. But I'm also into like Jim Croce and the Eagles, and I love harmonies. I love saying that's one of the things I love about this band is that we have some really good harmonies, and these guys stretch me. I'll tell you that. I'm coming up on my 3rd 21st birthday here in about a month, and they put me through my paces. I'll tell you.
3rd 21st birthday. I like that. That's good. Well, yeah. They do, and I mean, this is a band that, like I said, is a force. I mean, you guys, you come out from the first song and you're banging it out the whole night long. And even if it's a slower or a power ballad type tune, you're still slaying that stuff, and it's got to be tough on the bod sometimes for you, Jim, as much as you work that stage and you're up and down and on the mic and out in the crowd and all the things that you do. How do you prepare for a show like this?
I will be honest. I do vocal warm-ups anymore. I went through a problem. It's probably been 7-8 years ago where I was having a lot of vocal issues. I would be feeling fine, start a show and get about 3 songs in and lose everything. And so I sit down, I do vocal warm-ups. I start early in the morning, especially if we have like a 3-day kind of show weekend. I have to really watch myself. And to be honest, I know that the alcohol isn't a great thing for it. So I don't drink as much as it looks like I do. I'll just say that.
Oh, he's taking stripper drinks. That's what he's doing. I see
David
how
Lee
it works
Roth
now.
thing, the
Yeah.
tea and the Jack bottle. And, no,
Yeah.
that's not Jack.
And now I won't say that there aren't nights that I drink exactly what it looks like I'm drinking. But for the most part, as I've gotten older, I try to pace myself a lot better. But yeah, I have to definitely do some warm-ups and watch what I'm doing on the days of the show. And my wife Robin, she gets to listen to me all day long. La 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 la. Yeah, it's fun for her. She loves it.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure.
You know,
So you've got a big show coming up Friday night at Heather's on the patio in Springboro, Ohio. First time at Heather's, right, Quentin?
It is the first time at Heather's. Yes, we are excited. So we love playing new places, right? So we've always heard about this place. You've mentioned it a lot. I honestly have never been there. I hate to admit that, but I have not been there.
I'm going to tell you, it's a great venue. And never fear, Ladder fans, if you're watching this, that even if it's raining, there are 200 plus seats under the tents. So unless it's monsooning sideways, you're not going to have any problem getting wet or sitting there. The weather's supposed to be nice Friday, so I think that's going to help you out a lot. Sunny skies at least, maybe a little chilly by the end of your show, but that's okay. I've sat on that patio in 30-degree weather and watched bands. So you guys will kill it at Heather's. One thing about Heather's crowd too you'll enjoy is their music loving. They'll come in there, they'll love your tunes. Sound is sometimes a little bit of a challenge there with the tent. You know, if you guys have played festivals, you know, playing in the tents and those kind of things. So you have to dial that in real well, and it's in the middle of a neighborhood. So you're putting on a rock show. So that's another factor there that you guys will deal with on Friday. But I guarantee you'll love the crowd at Heather's. You'll love the staff. And Heather's just a wonderful person to work with. Once you meet her, you'll just be wowed. So
yeah, she's been great on the phone. I mean, we've talked on the phone back and forth. I sent her a flyer, Jay made up and stuff, and we got Durami on our sound. So I'm not.
Oh, you got Rob?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're golden then. He's worked that venue before. He knows that venue well. So yeah, he'll be good.
He's great, man.
And what did he say? Our vocalist has cut way back on beverages for the same reason Jeffrey said. Yes. So I want to get into some before we have to go today. A couple more things here. So these people that walk up to Heather's that night, are you going to just smack them right in the face from the get-go with the rock and roll?
Is there any other way?
What'd you say, Jay?
Is there any other way?
There is not, my friend. There is not. And I hope that's what you do that night. I am absolutely sickened that I can't be there because you guys know how much I love your band. And I booked a gig without looking at the schedule of who was there, and I'll be doing a different gig that night, but who knows? I might be able to slip in at the end or something if mine gets done early. But you guys are going to put on a great show at Heather's. Remember, guys, it's a 4-hour show, right? 7 to 11, I think you're playing.
Yep.
Is that right? So 4-hour show at Heather's. It's a big one. Get there early, get yourself a good seat, and enjoy Ladder. Now, for this, always one of my last questions I ask anybody on the show. You guys have seen the shows. Quentin's ready. He's been thinking about this, I can tell. But I'm going to start with Rob up there at the top. Rob, if you could take the stage with any one player, past or present, who would you want to play with on stage? Stump the Rob. All right.
Wow. What's challenging with this is that I don't even listen to a lot of music hardly. It's weird because I love playing, but I don't find myself getting influenced with a lot of stuff. But
you got to be a fanboy of somebody. Come on.
Well, sure. I mean, I guess if I always, not really a very technical thing. I guess I probably would want to play more of like in a '90s group. I would think maybe of something like Breaking Benjamin or something, right?
Okay, I'll take it. I've never heard that one on the show from a drummer, but I'll take it. Sean Foist is in that band. He does a good job. All right, Jay Klein, tell me who you'd want to play with.
Oh, I don't know. I'll change my answer from last time I did this. I'm going to say I wouldn't mind doing a set with the original Sabbath lineup.
That'd be a good one. It would. Hey, by the way, if you're watching today and you're one of my Name That Tune players tonight, there's a Sabbath song in there. Keep it in mind tonight. Sabbath song on one of the playlists. Quentin, how about you, brother?
Man, there's so many people, right, that I think I would love to play with, but I'd love to just set him with Metallica once. I think that'd be fun.
Man, I thought you'd say Eddie Van Halen.
Well, of course, or Randy Rhoads, right? I mean,
right.
Either one of those guys, but they're good. They're awesome at what they did, right? So,
surely,
yeah, it'd be fun. Maybe play bass or something. I don't know.
Love it, Jim. Who would you take the stage with?
I'd love to share the stage, and hopefully Bonzo's still alive, but I'd love to share the stage with Zeppelin. And by the way, Scott, before we get out of here, I want to thank you on behalf of all of us and all of the musicians all around for what you do for the music community, man. It's just beautiful, dude.
Thank you, my friend. I appreciate you so much. And we really, that's our sole purpose here, is just to be here to support live local music in the tri-state area. And when I discovered you guys, really it was, I think Quentin messaged me to get the gigs on the show, maybe, wasn't it, Quentin? How we started. And then I came out to a show and caught you. And I've seen some big shows you've done, and I've seen some shows where it was me in the audience, a guy sleeping on the bar at 11 o'clock, and the bartender, I think, that was at a place in Kettering we won't mention, but you know, it's funny when you come from a distance and you guys travel in like you do. When you come from a distance, sometimes it's just not a huge draw because people don't know you. But man, if they get out and see you, they'd be like, I want to see this band every single time. Is that frustrating for you to get outside your zone?
No, we want to actually, just like you got us down with Karis and the Bell and the Bear down there. We made a lot of new friends out of that, right? We had a lot of new people hit the site and all that, and comment on the things and all that. And that's how it starts, right? So if we can, work that in down there somewhere else, maybe, I don't know, somewhere else, I think we would have a good impact down there in Cincinnati.
Oh yeah, and Bill just commented a minute ago. I'll pop it back up there, but he said I turned him on to Ladder and introduced him to the Bell and the Bear when he got to see him there, and that's good that you get a new fan base, so to speak, and a new bunch of friends, because they learn the term green light quickly, and they also learn that this band kicks ass. And speaking of that, on the web, if you want to find them, it is at Ladder Kicks Ass .com on the web, or you can find them on Facebook, YouTube, if you want to look them up and see some of the stuff they've done as well. And really a great band, guys. I enjoy you every time I get to see you play. Any parting words out there you want to say to the folks? Because again, I want to emphasize our noon shows, not the biggest live viewership, but it'll get a lot of views over the next couple of days. So if you're learning about Ladder, what would you guys tell them all? What would you say right here?
It's an experience. It definitely is. I mean, we'll take you through a catalog that you remember, and some that you go, oh, wow, I forgot about that song. It's that's the fun part of this band. We kind of change, and we're actually learning some more stuff tomorrow, I guess. We're going to get together here and throw some more stuff into the lineup. So we just keep throwing songs in. It's fun. It keeps it fresh,
Well, I really respect what Rob said earlier too about we took that song out because you see some songs that you like to play, but they don't always work with the audience. So right. Deep tracks are one that I know so many musicians like to go deep tracks, and they're like, oh, that's a great song, and it's a fantastic song, but. If Garth Brooks gets on stage and says, here's a new song off my new album, everybody goes to get a beer. They want to hear the hits. They want to hear Dokken. They want to hear Dio and all those things when you're playing it. I get it. And, but that's very respectable that you would cut a song out of your list and say, well, we'll take a break from that. It's just not quite what we need to be doing on stage. So
cool we've stuff. Had that happen. We've had it happen where we're like, wow, that song, nobody seems to give a damn about it. Wow. Okay. So, well, I guess we'll move on.
It was like that Dream Theater tune that night when I was sitting there, and I'm looking around, and it just amazed me because that's a fantastic song. But sometimes the people are like, okay, it's not White Snake with Tawny Katane on the hood, so we're not going to remember it.
Yeah, you just try to limit that, right? You sprinkle one in every once in a while, and I think it's okay, but you try not to make your whole set loaded with stuff like that, right?
Exactly. And Jay, any parting words? I'm zooming in on you, buddy.
Man, I don't have much to say. I'm a quiet dude.
He's full of crap is what he is. He just
he likes Malort. He's thinking about Malort right now.
Malort.
Yeah. He's thinking about, I'm going to get on stage and blow these people away is what he's thinking here. And that's how he does his business. Quiet, silent, but deadly, ladies and gents. Jim, how about you, buddy? Anything else you want to share with everybody?
I just would like to invite everybody down to Heather's. It'll be our first time down there, and I can't wait to do it. I appreciate all the help and that you've been to us and getting us into places like that in the Bell, and it's been a month, fellas? Just about a month since we played.
5 weeks.
Yeah. So we are hungry. We are hungry. It's a good place to be.
Yeah.
Well, blow the dust off that stuff and make it a hell of a show on Friday night at Heather's, guys, starting at 7:00 in downtown historic Springboro. If you want to join our friends from Ladder. I can't thank you guys enough for being with me today. We appreciate you all being here and being a part of this program. And it's great to have you back on. I had to dig for the shirt today to rep and go deep in the closet there and get that one out. But I love your band, and I can't appreciate you anymore for the songs that you're keeping alive in the clubs, because that era of music's wonderful. I wish we had more time. I wanted to get into the term hair band and glam band and all that, but we'll do that for another show today. Sure. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you immensely.
Thank you, Scott.
Appreciate it.
And don't forget, everybody, to tune in tomorrow live at 5, and I'll be mentioning their show as well on Who's Playing Out, the best musicians and venues in the tri-state and who's playing where every week, all week long. So check out our programming here at All Around Town Radio. I expect someone to give me a full report on Monday on the show about Ladder's show at Heather's. I hope I can pull somebody in to chat about that as well. So thank you all for being here today. We'll see you next time. We're going to leave you with Sweet Sister Mercy and our theme song from All Around Town Radio. Remember, get out and support live local music and the bands and venues that bring it to you, everybody. See you next time. Bye-bye. Stay with me, fellas, just for a minute.
All right.
Thank you, Bill. Yeah, look up Bill's YouTube channel, and you can see some Ladder at the Bell and the Bear. Yeah.
I want to see a show. I flip on the book of face. Yeah, I know where to go. There's a man over there.
Need to remind everyone the views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of our sponsors or any entities that they may represent. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.